Arcade Heroes.
This is Adam with arcadeheroes.com, and I am here doing a voiceover commentary on the Halo 2 player cabinet by Play Mechanics and Raw Thrills. It's been a little while since I've tried these voiceover ones, but I've got some newer equipment, so let's see how it goes. So, as you can see from the cabinet there, it's an environmental cabinet, kind of like Jurassic Park. Here's the guns. So the thumb triggers do your grenades, the regular triggers do your shots, and you have a reload button. Just a second ago there, that was the scanner for logging into Xbox Live for your gamer tag. You use a cell phone for that. As you can see from the inside, it's a lot like the Jurassic Park cabinet, just with the Halo aesthetic. It's a nice looking cabinet overall, a bit like the Super Deluxe cabinet, which I'll have to do in another video. But here's the entirety of the final chapter of the game. It's chapter 6. As I was filming, and somebody, I guess, walked away right after they finished chapter 5, and so I was like, okay, hey, let's do the last level. And so I just set up my camera inside here in the center. The camera is at 4K 30 frames a second. The game itself is on a 4K monitor, but that runs at 60 frames a second, so unfortunately you won't get the full frames experience from this video. You'll just have to go and find a machine in person to do that with. But this is a playthrough that I did with my brother. I brought him to IAPA, and so you might hear him making commentary once in a while from the microphone recorded track from when we did this. But in playing through Halo, this was, or Halo Fireteam Raven, I should say, this was the first time that I had the chance to play it. I didn't really get that chance. I didn't get over to the Dave & Buster's beforehand, but at the show, it had both the Super Deluxe, the 4-player version, as well as this new introduction, the 2-player version, and this was something that I knew for a while was going to be around. Just really quick there, when you saw the body of that alien flying around there. That's one thing I've enjoyed about this, are the physics on the characters and the pieces of the vehicles rolling around, falling. It's pretty cool there. So I mean, it's a nice looking game. Now, obviously, being in 4K, everything looks kind of nice, but I've noticed sometimes there's differences as far as there's a few games at the show that had a 4K monitor, but I would have had no idea unless somebody told me. But yeah, this one looks great, and it had been a while since I played Halo. I played the original Halo quite often, back on the original Xbox. But, yeah, this one, as you can see from this sequence that's been playing through here, there are quite a lot of infinite ammo sequences, so you don't have to worry about hitting the reload button. That is one thing that I had to get a little used to in playing the game, was when you're not in one of these sequences, you have to remember to reload frequently, and you just have to hit the button at the back of the gun to do so. But sometimes, well, I guess with pretty much all of these games, except for maybe The Walking Dead, usually there's no reloading involved. That's something that they've done to appeal to a broader casual audience. But I just lost the Warthog there, so this is where you get into your standard weaponry, the assault rifle. And you pick up other guns that were present in the first Halo games, such as the pistol, the needler, the plasma rifle. You do get plasma grenades as well. One thing I noticed is you don't get too many grenades to use. Oftentimes just one, maybe two, but I never saw 3 or 4, anything like that. There are some games like Jurassic Park that come to mind that are a little bit more generous on the handing out of grenades, and these are great for getting out of certain situations. As you can see here, I guess spoilers being the last level of the game, but if you've played Halo, this isn't anything spoilery, really. You fight the Flood, and they look better than I ever recall seeing them, although I had not played any of the new Halo remakes, or when it was Halo games on the Xbox One myself, so perhaps it's the same. But I do recall seeing a behind-the-scenes video of the development of Halo Fireteam Raven, and they talked about how they had to go in and recreate all the assets by hand. So I'm not sure why exactly they didn't get certain assets to use, but I'm sure they got some, but yeah, they had to recreate a lot of models just by looking at them and then designing them again. But I think they did a stellar job at that. And there was an instance of the game being useful against those large flood guys. And my apologies, I probably should have looked up all their official names before doing this, but I didn't do so. But, out of all the weapons that you use, I'd say the pistol's the most useless, just because what you encounter, the aliens you encounter when you're using the pistol, just not the best. I guess one thing I do miss from this game is obviously melee attacks usually aren't terribly useful. In a sit-down co-op shooter like this, is the melee attack, or when you're running around and on the console versions and sneak up behind a Covenant and bash him in the back of the skull and get that satisfying squish sound. So yeah, that's not present in this, but obviously makes obvious sense as to why. There are some differences in the software between the Super Deluxe and this, I guess you could just say, just Deluxe cabinet, and one of those is coming up right now as we fight the Scarab. So you have those targets and that kind of bullet time slowdown that appears. That's only in the 2-player version, so I did play through the entire game on the Super Deluxe, and during this process, or sequence, you're just flying around the Scarab and shooting at the guys that are on deck. You're not really attacking the Scarab so much, or you can shoot at it, but it doesn't feel like you're doing anything. Whereas here, where you get these targets, it does. Now, perhaps there also is a software difference where, say, maybe the Super Deluxe unit that was brought to the show had slightly older software as opposed to this, but as you can see, failed there in our attempts and had to try again. And that's a very similar sequence as to what Rothfield's did with Aliens Armageddon. So when you fight the last gigantic flying alien in that game, you have to shoot all of the circular targets, and you have to do it in a quick amount of time, particularly the very last one. And if you miss that, it says you failed, try again, humanity's lost, all that stuff. And so, just as you saw there, that's pretty much the same thing that's going on. But, yeah, this time I believe we get it, and then we get to the core, we shoot the core and destroy the Scarab. But overall, I mean, this is a game that was made to please Halo fans. My brother was a much bigger Halo fan than I am. I mean, I've always enjoyed the game. I have the first 3, but after Halo 3, I didn't really keep up with it. Just got too busy getting my own business started and whatnot. But I've always enjoyed the series, and this game is fun. I'm pretty sure any arcade that gets it is going to have plenty of people coming in, playing it, replaying it. That's the great thing about the gamer tag or the Xbox Live sign-in feature, is that it's made to bring players back. And there's some games out there these days that just weren't designed for replayability, and so any game that does offer something like that, that gives players a reason to come back, I'm totally cool with. And of course, that's from an operator perspective, as I own an operated arcade. And some people ask me if I'd be getting this one. I haven't decided yet, because I already have a Jurassic Park and I have a Walking Dead game. I also have an Aliens Armageddon upright. They never did an environmental version of that one. But yeah, just haven't decided yet because of not so much the budgeting, and I know this game would pay itself off within under a year probably. It's just in the space, but also there's a bit of a problem coming up. Oh, and by the way, on this sequence at the end where you shoot the core, I also like it better on the 2-player version because you don't have this giant bar down the center. Like in the Super Deluxe, you have this giant bar down the center. So, but anyways, that's the end of the Halo Fireteam Raven 2-player. And so thank you for watching. And again, it's a fun game. If you come across it, definitely check it out. And if you're an operator, I'm pretty sure this would be worth the expense. And so if you can afford it and you've got the space for it, then go for it. So that's it for this video. Catch me on some other videos. I got plenty for my Apple 2018, so we'll see you then.